Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm so glad to see you. Feel free to say hey, hello. That's great. I'm getting all my ducks in a row. Where are you guys from? Tell me where you're watching from. I am watching from the mountain in Colorado. Hey, Miss Betsy. So, we are going to be talking about Libby Lehman today. And I'm so excited to share an update on Libby. Many of you will no doubt have known her. And those of you that do not, I am so excited to tell you her story and to let you know because Libby's legacy in the world of quilting is truly one of the most legendary there is. Oh, great people coming in. Connecticut, Texas, Ohio, North Carolina. Oh my gosh, Montana, also Oklahoma, Woodstock, and New York. So, absolutely, you guys. Good morning, Kathy. It's good to see you. And Ellen, super great to see you. There's my cuckoo clock telling me it's top of the hour. Barbie, Linda, Terry, Ann, Linda Rogers, good to see you. Joy, my goodness gracious. So today, I'm going to just start while you guys are popping in to tell you that the last week has been crazy. Starting on Tuesday, we knew a snowstorm was coming. We knew it was going to be big. And I had a gig in Colorado Springs with a quilt shop, High Country Quilt Shop. And I ended up needing to leave. This was election day. I needed to leave. Hugo got home from Houston about 3 o'clock, and I left about 4:30. So we only got to see each other for about an hour and a half, and then off I go to Colorado Springs to have 3 nights that I didn't need there: Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, because my event was not until Friday afternoon. And so, but we knew the snowstorm was coming. Anyway, Hugo did his best to plow the roads as it was snowing to keep the road from our house to the gate. It's downhill about 1,500 feet from our house to the gate, about 3 miles, and he plows that. We've got a couple of options to do that. But over one particular night, the snow fell too far and too deep, and he could no longer do it. So he's now snowbound on the mountain with the dogs, with food, and thankfully with electricity. So he wasn't unsafe, but it does get to be unnerving. And then you're trying, the snow is going to end on Saturday morning, but we're ending up with a situation where we wanted to get a snowplow in to take a part of that. But over Friday night, the snowstorm dropped so much snow on the county roads that the county couldn't even clear the roads to get to the gate. And so it took all day Saturday to do that. And I was supposed to come home on Saturday. On Sunday, I felt that things were going to work because the county roads had gotten open. That was yesterday. And indeed, I met the snowplow man at the gate around 10 a.m. And just to go 3 miles up the hill to clear the snow, there were 6 feet snow drifts in places. It took 5 hours to get up that hill. And I'm home. So that's the good news. And people say, why would you want to live like that? Because it only happens a couple times a year. And we try to manage the best we can, and it's beautiful. So the saga happens, and we figure it out. So anyway, that's the situation that we had. And I thought I would just show you this little video here. I think this is the one. I'm going to make sure I got it right. And so that was like the snow drifts, the craziness that we had on the mountain. So anyway, Joanne from Galena, I know where Galena is. I'm going to be your neighbor. So, everybody, you can send those birthday wishes on to Libby. The official birthday is tomorrow, and I had the good fortune of getting to see Libby last week on my way to Houston. She lives now, they have their place in Houston, but she has a place in Huntsville, Texas, which is about an hour north of Houston. So on my way there, I got to visit her. We went to lunch together, and I got to have a little chat, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment. But for those of you that may not know Libby and her work, I thought I would just share with you some pictures here. So not the least of which is, all right, so here is Libby, and this is after her medical occurrence that happened, and we'll talk about that. But this is Libby in her studio. She is no longer sewing. We'll talk about that. But she was the queen of thread, and she just had so many wonderful things that she would do. This is so typical Libby. She was just fabulous. We just loved her so much, showing a lot of variety of her quilts in this picture. And of course, I'm going to get to some of these pictures that are just really where's the how do I turn that off? Is that the one? No, come on, turn it off. There we go. This is called Frenzy, and just a fun technique. And you go, how can anybody create that? Well, she just had the most unique ways of, she had a technique called potluck applique, and it was excavating. You didn't add on top of, you excavated down to, and this shows a little bit of that. She is known for these wonderful quilted ribbon illusions, which is an embroidery technique using different colors of thread on top of the quilt. So this is very, very, very typical Libby as well. And then here is Libby using the circular attachments and using that to do embroidered elements and doing translucent. And you look at the bubbles and how she could create that sort of thing. It looks complex, but like most of us, we end up finding a way to do something that looks complicated, and it's not complicated. Here is her quilt called Escapade, patchwork quilt, obviously, but then with those wonderful ribbons that she's so much known for. I want to show you this photo of Libby and her husband Lester. And Libby became a distinguished Rice University alumni. That award was bestowed on her after her medical issue that took place. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But then she's standing in front of a quilt called Joyride, and this quilt was one of the 20th century best top 100 quilts. So Libby truly was legend. She was innovative. She was one of the best, most wonderful teachers. And I know that if you took a class from Libby, you would put that in the comments right now saying A plus, triple plus. She taught me so much. She gave me so much inspiration. She really was an absolutely, well, and she's still an absolutely amazing person. But in the quilting world, she really, really gave us so much. Here she is going, you know what? I bought the stitches on my machine. I need to find a way to do the stitches on my machine. So she ended up made this quilt, which I think is beautiful. And then after Libby had her incident, we ended up wanting to raise money for her medical expenses, and we had this celebrity quilt auction. This is the quilt that I made for Libby in tribute to this and raising money. And my whole goal was to use techniques that Libby would do. And so that's what I did and tried to use the bright colors and so forth. So I wanted to just start this little chat today with you guys with just showing you Libby's work, letting you see what a legend she was and all of that. And then as I go to this video, I'm going to let you see her in this upcoming video that I'm going to show you, tell in her words where she's at, what she's doing, and let you judge for yourself how you think she is doing. And then the other part of this is we're going to do our best to open up some, and I guess somebody with the quilt show can even tell me before it's done. We can open up her legend show so that all of you can go to thequiltshow.com, which you see there on the bottom right of your screen. You can go to thequiltshow.com and watch a show, and we can put that show open for live. I bet somebody on the TQS team will make that happen. So it may not happen in the next 20 minutes. It may, but come back later today, and I bet you can watch Libby's entire legend show, learn about her life, see what she was doing. That legend show was before her medical emergency. So let's, without other further ado, because I know you came to see Libby, don't forget to put happy birthday in the comments. Let's flood the comments. Even if you don't tell me where you're from or I love Libby, please just send Libby your birthday wishes and congratulations that she's doing so much better. This is not long. It's about 10 and a half minutes. So I'm going to pop over to the video and then I'll come back and I will look at any questions, talk to you a little bit more about Libby. So here is my dear friend and wonderful quilt legend, Libby Lehman. So here I am with Libby.
Yay.
I just said, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I bet we don't have any trouble talking,
We're
right?
both talkers.
How are you?
Fine.
I haven't seen you in, what, almost 2 years?
I haven't seen you in ages.
So let's play catch up then, okay?
Okay?
So for people that may not know, this is Libby Leman, who is goddess, queen of quilting. Oh my gosh. And we used to work together. We did seminars together. When I was a baby quilter, I don't know if you remember this, when I was a baby quilter, you were already goddess of quilting, and I would just come grovel and like, oh my God, it's Libby. And we got to be really good friends, and then we worked together a lot. And then tell everybody what happened in 2013, because that was a big year.
Yes. We are going to the doctor. And then I feel funny. It was in the doctor's when I had a stroke, 7
Aneurysms, yeah.
4 of the month. All is, I don't remember, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
When I woke up, the doctors, she won't make it, she
Won't remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, do you remember that you and Alex did a presentation in Paducah? Do you remember that?
Yes.
So this was right after Paducah in 2013, and you and Alex had done an evening program, and you were already having a headache.
Yes. It was an aura precursor of a stroke I found out later.
Yeah.
But Lester said, count your blessings. I'm very blessed.
You are blessed because you went home from Paducah, and it was on that Monday that you went to the doctor, and fortunately you were in the doctor's office when all this happened.
Yes.
But when they took you
I was in the right place.
They took you to surgery.
Yes.
And it was in surgery where you had your stroke, and they now had you in a coma for what, 4 months, 5 months?
Yes.
Yeah, it was touch and go, and
I'm very blessed.
You are blessed. Can I tell a story whenever you were in rehab? Do you remember the story?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, there's 2 or 3 stories from the rehab.
Ricky is the best
Storyteller. Well, we're both storytellers, I have to say. But the thing is that, and this is probably one of the most inspirational things, because you knew that you were in bad shape.
Yes.
And they had you in rehab, and you didn't like it. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember telling your family that you just didn't want to live?
Yes.
And they put you in hospice.
Thank God for Prozac.
But after 4 or 5 weeks of being in hospice, your sister came in.
Yes.
Do you remember what you told her?
Lester told me, you're not gonna die. What? You're not gonna die. It's a news to me, but I decided I choose to be happy.
Yeah.
And
you told your sister, this dying thing isn't working out.
Yes.
I just want to live and be happy.
Yes,
and that's when you went back to rehab. And the first time I saw Libby after that, you were improving, you were doing better, your cognitive was getting better, you were moving better. And I have to tell everybody, when I saw Libby, she hopped off the bed and you did what? Do you remember what you did?
Twerking.
She twerked for me. She said, "Look, Ricky, I can twerk."
Oh.
And we went to a Mexican restaurant that day.
Yes.
And that was still in a really bad time when you were really going through rehab, and your friend Raylene was your rehab person. But this was all...
I love Raylene.
Yes, Raylene is great. And so, of course, I'm asking hard questions here. If I'm too hard, okay? But
Yes.
you realized that your quilting career was pretty much done.
In my studio, I had a saying, never look back. You're not going that way.
That's a good way to look at it.
I pivot.
You did pivot.
Yes.
And so you've had to move forward, and you've put those chapters behind. And I think that, for me, that advice is good, because you're right. If we're looking back, we're living in the past.
Yes.
But going forward, we have a future.
Yes.
Yeah.
The past is boring. I want to look ahead, which you're doing.
I'm trying to look ahead. I
Yes.
mean, it's been hard with what's transpired with COVID, and I mean, I'll look at that. But everybody, we have to find a way forward.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you do? So now you're doing really good. I mean, the Libby that we see right now,
Yes.
you walk. We went to dinner, lunch just now. You work jigsaw puzzles. You watch The Voice.
Oh, I'm an ace. I finished the 1,000 pieces.
You did 1,000 pieces?
Yes.
Oh, that's huge.
Like clockwork. Since the stroke, after ass,
Yeah.
I nicknamed it after stroke.
After the stroke.
Yes. I have a saying. I forgot.
Well, maybe it'll come back.
Yes,
It'll
yes.
come back. All right, it'll come back.
I'm getting old.
I'm getting old. Aren't we all getting old?
Yes, yes,
So, all right, tell everybody where we are right now.
Yes.
We're in Huntsville,
yes. We love it. We were in Huntsville.
Texas.
Yes. We're out at Elkins Lake, which is a retirement community. We love it.
And you're on a golf course.
Yes. Pretty. We watched golfers. We're in a retirement community. They're bad golfers.
Well, but they're
Most-
having fun,
yes.
right? They're just having
Yes.
fun. That's all that matters. That's all that. All right. So, Libby, what would you like to tell all of the people that have loved you and supported you over the years? The reason I'm
you.
doing this is because they
Yes,
miss you
yes,
so
yes.
much. So you can talk to them.
Yes.
Tell them what you want to tell them.
Oh. My friend, I use it casually after my stroke. They're invaluable. They give me gifts. They care. I didn't know what a good friend we are.
The outpouring of love from the quilting community was
Yes.
overwhelming.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah, gobsmacked me too.
Yes.
And Libby has been like a sister to me, truly. Yeah, you didn't have a brother, did you?
Yes.
So you got me.
Yes.
And you've got
That's
some.
okay.
You've got some other really good friends that stuck by you. There's Alex is still
Yes.
in your world, and
Yes,
Katie
Katie.
Pasquini.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have lots of friends worldwide. I didn't even know of.
Right.
So thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Well, I just wanted people to catch up with you.
Yes.
And
I'm so glad that you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too. I love you so much. And
I love you more.
she always says that. I don't know who loves you more, but it doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
That's right. And I'm headed off into Houston later today because it's time.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. And I'll be at the show. I'll be at the quilt show. Are you coming to the quilt show this time? Are you coming around?
It's overwhelming.
It is. It's too much to be there. It really is. Well, I've
I
tried
know
to.
my limits.
I showed Libby the picture of the best of show quilts. It was amazing.
They're fabulous.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It just keeps getting better.
overwhelmed.
So, anyway, everybody, I just wanted to catch up with Libby, and I wanted you to see all that she's doing. That she's still lovely. Everybody, we love you so much, and we're glad that you're doing well. And you just keep doing well, right?
I'm trying.
Yeah, well, it's all up here. It's
Yes.
keep your attitude good, and that's what you do. You're an inspiration to all of us.
I love you.
I love you too. Bye. So, oh my gosh, how sweet. Brings me to tears, to be honest, because she's such a great lady. And I don't know if you noticed, but, and this wasn't planned. We just sat down and found a place. But if you're watching that video, there's a sign between us. And sometimes it's being hidden. But there at the end, if you go back and look, you can read that sign and you can see why that sign is in their home. Words of encouragement. Please take a look at that. So here's the good news. Since the video started, yes, of course, the wizards at the Quilt Show have managed to open the show. Anybody in the world can go watch the entire episode of Libby's Legend show, see her in action before her stroke. The show number is 513. So our seasons are the first numbers, like season 1 is 1 through whatever, 2 through whatever. So you're going to go to season 5, and it is 513. So that is open now to everybody in the world if you would like to go and watch and just learn from one of the best. And just reminding you all, tomorrow is her birthday. Today is the day before. It's a day we typically kind of try to come to you live and say hi. So it's perfect timing to give an update on Libby and to wish her a happy birthday. Libby, I love you. And thank you so much for the inspiration over the years that you've been and that you've taught us how to gracefully navigate quilting and have fun and be innovative. And then afterwards, when you're not quilting, you are teaching us how to live a life, how not to look back because we're not going that way. And you use the word pivot. You just pivot and find a new path and go forward. And that alone is a huge inspiration. So you're still teaching us, you're still guiding us, and I cannot be more grateful for the message that you send. And thank you for letting me come and say hi. Of course, we're going to do hugs and kisses when we're together. But thank you, Libby, and happy birthday to you. So for all of you that were watching today, I hope that this was a little inspirational moment for you. It's a good time to remember that life is good and life is bad. There are ups, there are downs, there are triumphs, there are tragedies. And through all of it, it's the thing called life, and that you can move forward, you can pivot, as Libby says. Don't look back because you're not going that way. And I think if there's anything I'm going to take away from today, that is the message. And wishing you all the best. God bless all of you, and thank you for spending some time today just catching up with Libby. I'll say goodbye. God bless you all.